Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name is Bob, I'll be your host. And when most people think OSR, they're thinking of a D20 system with levels and everything else, kind of like with Dungeons and Dragons. But there are other types of rule sets that can fit into the OSR. One of those is a D100 system, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to talk about the Hack 100. Now, this book has 32 pages and a copyright of 2021. It was published by Joe Carruthers, and all of the artwork in this book is in black and white, and it's pretty decent. So let's go ahead and look at that artwork. There is not much artwork in this book, but what there is in black and white. And what there is pretty decent, setting a proper tone and mood for this game. To play this game, what you're going to need is, of course, a copy of this core rulebook and some 10-sided dice. Now, this game doesn't have a set setting to it. You can put whatever you want to it. If you want to play science fiction, you can put science fiction to these rules. If you want to play fantasy, you can put fantasy to these rules. If you want to do horror, you can put horror to these rules. So it's good to know what kind of setting that you're going to be in before you get into character creation. But we're going to go ahead and do character creation first. So we're kind of doing it backwards. But we'll get to it. The first thing you'll want to do is figure up your attributes. And the attributes in this game are your physical attributes, which are strength, agility, stealth, and toughness. Your mental attributes, which is perception, reasoning, influence, and willpower. And then you have your combat attributes, which are melee and ranged. To figure these up, you roll two 10-sided dice, add them together, and then add 20 to them. And that's the percentage that you put in the attribute. When you get all your attributes figured up, you can add 20% to one attribute, and you can add 10% to one attribute. And then your attributes are ready to go. After you got that figured up, you'll figure up your bonuses for each attribute. The bonuses are just equal to whatever the tens place is in that attribute. After you get that, you'll figure up a specialism. And the specialism can be something like, let's say your character is an archaeologist, so archaeology is his specialism. Or it could be a supernatural thing, like magic, or lycanthropy or something. And whatever your specialism is, you get one, and it is, to figure it up, you roll 2d10, add them together, and then add 30% to that, and that's what your specialism is at. And then you assign equipment to your character, and basically you just talk to your game master and you guys decide on what is appropriate for that character to have. You also want to figure up a background and a motivation for your character, and there's a chart that you can roll on if you can't figure one up yourself. Then you figure up your character's health, which is your toughness plus your willpower times 2. And that's your toughness. Now, that's character creation. Like I said, before you figure up your character, you should probably know what kind of setting you're in, and your game master will let you know. Now, when you're making checks in this game, the way you do it is you roll a percentile. You compare it to the attribute score that you have, and you got to roll equal to or less than in order to succeed. If you roll above that, then you failed. Now, if you roll a double digit, like a 22 or an 11, and it's a success, then that's considered a critical success. Now, if you roll double digits and it's a failure, like you rolled an 88 or a 99 or something like that, and it's above what your attribute is, then that's considered a critical failure. When you're attacking something, if you succeed, the damage you do is equal to the tens place of your roll plus whatever the weapon damage is. So like if you're using a weapon that is a +4 to damage and you roll a 22 and succeed, then that means you've done 6 points of damage. It's pretty simple. And you have powers in this game if your game master wishes to include them, like magic and lycanthropy and your cybernetics or what have you. And the way they work is when you use them, you spend a certain amount of health. And the game master figure out how much health is spent for the power to be used. So your character has to watch how often they use their powers in this game. And they give you some example powers in here, like spellcasting, shapeshifting, and berserkering. So they give you some examples, so you can use those examples to come up with new powers for whatever type of game you're running. Now, there is no character sheet in here, but they do give you a website you can go to download some character sheets. And that's pretty much it for it. It's a very simple set of rules using a D100 system. And you can put whatever story or setting you want to this game and do what you want with it. This book itself is pretty inexpensive on Amazon. That's where I got mine. And you can do whatever you want with it. Which brings me to 3 questions. Would I play a character in this game? And yeah, if someone was running it and the story they were doing was pretty interesting, I'd definitely play in it. Would I run this game? If I had players interested in playing in a D100 system, I'd put something to it and definitely run it. Would I recommend this book? If you have an idea for a game you want to run and you're not sure what game system to put it in, this would definitely be a good game book to pick up and run for the game you're wanting to play. So yeah, I'd recommend it. And that's pretty much all I got to say for the Hack 100 right now. Thank you for joining me at a look at this book, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.